preparing. Everyone take a moment and set your own intentions. Okay. Purpose and benefit of setting intentions, it's like our GPS. The group intention is to lean into awareness, share a safe, loving space, making room for wellness, for healing for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our friends, and for all of humanity. And directing energy toward an end to current crises, threats, social and otherwise. We vow to stay in a place of love for the next hour. And again, take a moment, everyone, and just set your own personal intention. David James Lees tells us, be mindful of your self-talk. It's a conversation with the universe. We have an inner voice that most people are conscious of that provides a running monologue on their lives throughout the day. And this inner voice is known as self-talk and combines conscious thoughts and unconscious beliefs and biases. This self-talk provides a way for the brain to interpret and process daily experiences. Our self-talk can be cheerful and supportive, or negative and self-defeating. Self-talk can be beneficial when it's positive, calming fears and bolstering confidence. Unfortunately, human nature, what it is, tends to be prone toward negative self-talk, including sweeping assertions like, I can't do anything right, or I'm a complete failure, or it won't work. But all of your experiences, memories, and stored information stimulate the main activity of your mind and translate into self-talk. While you collect negative experiences, you also create capabilities for attention, concentration, mindfulness, and meditation, which you, like everyone else, rarely use because it requires effort. You express your self-talk through thoughts, images, sensations, and feelings, creating attitudes and behaviors that impact your daily life. Unhealthy self-talk leads to powerlessness, as well as her stepsister's helplessness, inadequacy, and loneliness, which are experienced as isolation and deprivation. These states are generally marked by self-talk that leads to emotional distress, anxiety, worry, and fear. This rumination is the flip side of positive self-talk. It happens when you replay upsetting or cringeworthy thoughts or events over and over in your head. We've all done it. Thinking through a problem can be useful, but if you spend a lot of time ruminating, small issues tend to snowball. Constant rumination can make you more likely to experience depression or anxiety. We need to learn to take control of the predominantly automatic mental chatter that is self-talk. Although positive self-talk comes naturally to some, most people need to learn how to cultivate positive thoughts and dispel the negative ones. With practice, it can become more natural to think good thoughts rather than bad ones. And again, it's a subtle distinction between a positive attitude and negative attitude, and positive self-talk and negative self-talk, right? So the attitude is a reflection of that chatter that goes on in our minds. A powerful tool that you can use to take control of your automatic thinking is learning to practice mindfulness and learning and practicing meditation. Mindfulness and meditation are the first steps towards self-regulation and will allow you to find peace by relaxing your mind and body. These practices are powerful measures to gain control of self-talk. When I teach people to meditate, people say, oh, I can't still my mind. That rapid fire mind process is, straight out of the monkey mind. That's the amygdala. And that's why meditation can be difficult at first, but with practice becomes the tool towards self-regulation of the mind. The language of our self-talk is important too. Researchers have found that it's not just about what you say to yourself, it's also the language that you use to say it. One 2014 report describes the role of language in self-talk. What's the key? Well, when practicing self-talk, don't refer to yourself in the first person, such as I or me. Instead, refer to yourself in the third person using he or she, or refer to yourself by name. Some people refer to the negative voices in their head by a name, like gremlins or them. By giving negative thoughts a name, you can both step away from them and poke fun at them. The report goes on to say that using the third person in self-talk can help you step back and think more objectively about your response and emotions. Whether you're thinking about a past event or looking into the future, it can also help you reduce stress and anxiety. In terms of how impactful positive self-talk can be in our lives, the research unanimously agrees that it's quite significant. From sports professionals to losing weight to combating depression, changing the way you talk to yourself can have a proactive roll-on effect in behavioral changes. I wrote about it in my first book, Take Charge of Your Cancer. When you're in a disease state, it's super important that you manage your self-talk. A 2013 study asked patients with anorexia nervosa to walk through a doorway that became increasingly narrower. Participants with the disorder began to turn their bodies when the doorway was 40% wider than their shoulders, compared to participants who had no diagnosis, who only began to turn when the doorway was 25% wider than their shoulders. The researchers surmised that the negative self-talk the anorexic participants participated in had a dramatic effect on the way they viewed their bodies, making them believe they were larger than they actually were. A 2004 study explored the ways self-talk impacts cognitive anxiety in sports performance. Researchers looked at state-specific self-talk, so the way athletes spoke to themselves while failing, while succeeding, while wishing for success, and while fearing failure. They measured these alongside expressions of situation-specific trait performance anxiety, fear of failure, fear of success, and sport anxiety. They found the strongest results for self-talk associated with fear of failure and sports anxiety. Essentially, the athletes experienced higher anxiety when using negative self-talk. It all seems very logical, but the research, it's always good when the research kind of proves it out. Similarly, a 2007 study also explored the ways self-talk affects anxiety. These researchers investigated self-talk as a predictor for anxiety in children with and without a diagnosis of anxiety disorder. They found that reducing negative self-talk mediated substantial treatment gains in the children with a diagnosis. Another study found that self-talk can help to improve learning performance by assisting with the concept of chunking complex information, which has been proven in aiding recall and carrying out complex tasks accurately. Chopra in 2012 found that providing students with effective strategies to turn negative self-talk into positive self-talk enabled them to successfully transform their negative thought processes and the value of doing so in their lives. As the research suggests, positive self-talk is important for a number of reasons, from helping to overcome body dysmorphia to sports performance, mediating anxiety and depression, to more effective learning. Positive self-talk can make a world of a difference. 3 additional benefits include positive self-talk helps to reduce stress. Research has shown that people who are more inclined towards thinking optimistically are also more inclined towards positive self-talk and utilize more active coping strategies when faced with stressful situations and challenges. Positive self-talk helps you reframe the way you look at stressful situations, understanding that you will approach challenges with the best of your ability and that whatever the outcome, you did the best you could. Tackling these situations with an "I can do this" mindset rather than a negative "this is too hard" opens up new ways of thinking and problem solving. Positive self-talk helps to boost confidence and resilience. Approaching life with a positive self-talk approach can help to boost your self-confidence. Individuals who score highly for optimism and positive self-esteem are more likely to achieve their goals, score good grades, and recover quickly from surgery. It's the method that I use in doing hypnotherapy for pre and post surgery. That positive, trusting your surgical team, visualizing your body cooperating with the medical and the therapeutic treatments. So regular positive self-talk can help you to feel more confident in the face of achieving your goals, as you instill yourself with the belief that the things you want are achievable, and when problems do arise, you find workarounds. Positive self-talk helps build better relationships. You're probably aware of what it feels like to be around someone who's positive, self-assured, and content in who they are as a person. They exude confidence, and it reflects positively on those around them. A 2012 study found that couples who were more optimistic cited higher levels of cooperation and positive outcomes. People who utilize positive self-talk are also extremely capable of picking up on the positive traits of those around them. The research supports the idea that positive self-talk can help with disorders like anxiety and depression. This is mainly because negative self-talk has been widely linked with disorders such as depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, aggression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. It's that rumination thing, because you know what, your body's listening in every cell. Flipping self-talk to positive has also been shown to mediate some really great results with young people diagnosed with anxiety. What this suggests is that positive self-talk can help to overcome these disorders. By correcting the bias toward negative thoughts and beliefs we might hold about ourselves. Positive self-talk can help combat stress. As touched on briefly above, one of the benefits of self-talk is that it can help you approach challenges and stressful situations with a more open and optimistic mindset. Remember that little train that thought he could. Positive self-talk isn't about knowing all the answers or thinking you're amazing. It's simply about reframing how you view things, removing negative bias, and approaching life with the idea that you can tackle things. And even if it doesn't go perfectly, you'll learn from it so that you'll do better next time. Another opportunity to remind ourselves that if we think we can, we're right. And if we think we can't, we're right. All of this is important because if we are not mindful of our daily conversations with ourselves, we easily fall into the trap of automatic thinking. Automatic thinking falls into several categories: maximizing, making a mountain out of a molehill; minimizing, making a molehill out of a mountain; personalizing, why'd you do that to me; polarizing, you're either with me or against me, aka all or nothing; fortune telling and mind reading, you should have known, why didn't you know? These are the automatic thoughts that get us into trouble with ourselves and others. You might identify with only one of these categories or multiple. The point is, once you start recognizing these tendencies and categorizing your thoughts like this, you can then begin to work on switching them for more positive frames. Of course, this won't happen overnight, and you'll need to ensure you put in the practice to really hone in on your self-talk and identify where changes are needed. Some things to remember, and as you begin to recognize automatic thinking tendencies and modify your thoughts, include identifying self-talk traps. Some situations may cause us to indulge in more negative self-talk than others. Positive affirmations are a great way to switch up our self-talk chatter. Before a situation even arises that might incite negative self-talk, practice saying positive affirmations to encourage your positive approach to yourself. A simple "I can do this," super helpful. Regular check-ins with our emotions is good practice. Switching to positive self-talk takes effort. So we're attuned to negative self-talk that it might only take one or two minor setbacks to put you back down that path. When challenges do arise, make sure you check in with how you're feeling and that your self-talk hasn't gotten negative. Bring it back with some positive phrases. Don't be afraid to create boundaries. Sometimes there are people in our lives who don't bring out the best in us. Identifying self-talk traps might also mean identifying a person or two who encourages you to think negatively about yourself. We all know the certain person. It's okay to create boundaries and remove those people. Focus on surrounding yourself with people who talk positively about you and encourage you to do the same. A great way to, back to that for a second, misery loves company, right? So if they're mired in their own negative self-talk, they may try and project it as well. A great way to find the positive in your life and create positive self-talk is to recognize the things in your life for which you can be grateful. You can never go wrong with gratitude. A study in Psychology Today showed that young adults assigned to keep gratitude journals showed greater increases in determination, attention, enthusiasm, and energy compared to other groups. Don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone has a past. Everyone has bad things in their past. Don't concentrate on these failures, mistakes, or negative things that have happened in your life. Keep your mind focused on the future and what is possible, especially the positive things that are possible. Your ability to visualize your success is tied to your ability to actually achieve success. So visualizing helps you think positively about your situation and encourages you to see that your vision of success is possible. Remember Bob Proctor, if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Limit your intake of the news and media. Big one here. The news and media can be predominantly negative. I've heard people refer to it as a half hour of sadness. When you are constantly feeding your mind negative messages, it becomes very difficult to find positive self-talk. Limit your exposure to news and media. It's good to be an informed citizen, but sometimes it's good for your mind and soul to shut off the TV and cut off the negativity that's happening everywhere in the world. Help others dream and set goals. All of these strategies help us stay positive. And when we are mindful of our thoughts and our monologue, and when we practice meditation and learn to take control of the predominantly automatic mental chatter that tends to be negative, if left unchecked, we can become limitless. So careful what you say to yourself. You're listening. All right. Moving now into the chakras. Chakras are wheels of energy throughout the body. There are 7 main chakras, which align the spine, starting from the base of the spine through to the crown of the head. To visualize a chakra in the body, imagine a swirling wheel of energy where matter and consciousness meet. This invisible healing energy called prana is vital life force, much like qi in traditional Chinese medicine, which keeps us vibrant, healthy, and alive. When our chakras are open and well balanced, we feel healthy, fresh, and capable. Awareness to which of our chakras are out of balance is key to aligning them. Our bodies are in constant flux between balance and imbalance. As we practice tuning into and balancing our chakras, we can become more aware of imbalance and focus our attention appropriately. The crown chakra is the 7th chakra or energy center in the body. Its Sanskrit name is Sahasrara, a reference to the 1,000-petal flower symbol of this chakra. It's connected to all the other chakras in the body. For this chakra to be balanced, it is best if all the other chakras in the body are also balanced, especially the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, as they supply energy to the upper chakras. Essentially, you're working with energy, and for that energy to flow smoothly through the body, it's essential to work on all the energy centers, reaching from the root chakra all the way to the crown. This is the energy center of unity consciousness, a connection and respect with all beings. It deals with the energy that is the universe, to the divinity in yourself, and how you see the divineness in others, no matter how awake they may be. This energy center is at the top of the head, or just above it, up to 16 inches above in the middle. So close your eyes now, or cap them halfway with a soft, unfocused gaze. Bring your awareness to the breath. Notice the rise and fall of the chest, the natural rhythm of breathing. Sit with the breath for a moment. If you find your thoughts wandering, gently come back to this crown chakra meditation. Thoughts are okay. Let them come. Welcome them. Gently let them go with an exhale. And by coming back to this meditation, be kind to yourself. Bring your attention back to the breath. Notice the natural rhythm of your breathing. Breathe in deeply. First to your diaphragm and then to your chest. Inhale as much as you can and slowly begin to release the air, starting with your chest and your belly. Do this for 2 more breaths. Bring your attention to the root of your being, the base of your spine. A tiny ball of red energy spins there. See this energy center as a red pin of light and allow it to spin and glow. Move up a few inches to just below the navel, your creative center. An orange light spins there. Watch it glow and nourish your creative center. Moving above the belly button, a tiny yellow light glows and spins. Allow this light to infuse your abdomen with its healing energy. In the center of your chest, a tiny green light glows and spins. This light nourishes your chest area, infusing it with love. A small turquoise light glows and spins at your throat. This light heals your voice, throat, and mouth. Move to the space between your eyebrows. An indigo light illuminates your forehead, connecting you to your inner wisdom. Continue to breathe in and out and watch as all the lights of the first 6 chakras grow, joining colors to form a bright white light surrounding your body, healing and infusing you with balance, creative energy, motivation, love, the courage to speak your truth and see your truth. Feel yourself connected with the world around you. Feel in touch with your spirituality, whether you consider yourself to be religious or not. Love and respect yourself as you love and respect others. Feel yourself in touch with your inner wisdom as well as universal energy. You are a master at being present and spend little time dwelling on the past or future. You're now known for having a higher awareness to the world around you, as well as higher consciousness. You exude bliss, not the happy mood kind, but a contented, gracious zest for life. This is the energy of the Crown Chakra, and this purple-white light moves to the top of your head, a few inches above your head. It changes to deep purple in color, and as it lights up, it begins to spin, activating your divinity, your connection to the universe, to all things. This connection to the divine begins to grow. You feel love and oneness within yourself and with all the world. Allow this beautiful purple light to grow, to surround your head, your chest, your abdomen, legs, and whole body. And then into the space around you, infusing it with vibrant purple energy. Rest in this awareness. Keep your breathing normal. In a moment, I'll guide you through a few slower breaths before beginning to chant the word Om. You can chant silently, whisper, or say the word aloud. Om resonates with the crown chakra, awakening and strengthening it. As you bring the air into your belly, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, inhale to chant. Om. Inhale to chant. Om. Inhale to chant. Om. 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 Let your breathing return to normal. The beautiful purple light still surrounds you. The areas above and around your head are surrounded by this beautiful light. Each breath you take is wisdom, connection, oneness, love. Repeat each of the following affirmations silently or aloud after it's spoken. I am connected to infinite wisdom. I have a deep wisdom that I can tap into at any time. I am one with all things. I am a divine soul. I am balanced. I am grateful and in awe of life. I am inspired. I feel spirit moving within me. I feel an overall contentment with life. I am present. I am love. I am peace. Say to yourself now, I am the embodiment of inner peace and confidence. Continue to keep this healing light energized. As you breathe, ribbons of purple weave in and around your head in the space around you, infusing you, everything, with connection and wisdom. Send the thought of relaxation all the way down to your toes. Let that relaxation move across the bottom of your feet and your heels, your ankles. Notice as that relaxation moves into your shins and calves. Every cell, every fiber, every space between the cells, relaxing and letting go. Feel so relaxed, so comfortable and at peace with the world. Allow that relaxation to move past your knees, into your thighs, hamstrings, the big muscles relaxing now. Your hips, your tummy, your lower back, relaxing. With the next deep breath in, that relaxation fills your chest and your upper back. Your shoulders slump. Your arms relax, biceps, triceps, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, numb and tingling. Your neck relaxes. All the little muscles in your scalp relax. Your brow, your eyelids feel heavy, drowsy, droopy, and relaxed. Your cheeks flatten out, and your jaw goes slack. Your whole body is now totally and completely relaxed, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. And as your body relaxes, your mind relaxes also. And as your mind relaxes, you keep it focused. And so that now you're aware of only your thoughts and my voice. At your own level of relaxation, you meet your higher self and prepare for a meditative journey. The journey of transformation. Send the signal of your readiness to your body with a deep cleansing breath. Let's simply bring our awareness to the breath as it is now, without trying to change it. Notice the rhythm of your breathing with a sense of curiosity. Notice how your understanding has expanded to see that your mind, body, and spirit are a powerful combination for balance that has the capacity to deliver the real you, the highest you, a whole you, a balanced you. Express gratitude now for your being. We can ask ourselves a meditative inquiry. How can I talk to myself more positively? Give yourself permission to dive deeply into a practice of cultivating consistent positive self-talk. Recognizing the power that maintaining a positive internal monologue has in your life and how that positive self-talk can spill out into the strength that the world so desperately needs right now. Give yourself permission to believe that if you can commit yourself to a consistent stream of positive self-talk, you can reduce stress, stave off anxiety and depression, and achieve high levels of health and happiness as a result. Next, understand that you express your self-talk through thoughts, images, sensations, and feelings, creating attitudes and behaviors that impact your daily life. Know that unhealthy self-talk leads to powerlessness, as well as your stepsister's helplessness, inadequacy, and loneliness. Visualize yourself more inclined towards thinking optimistically, more inclined towards positive self-talk, and utilizing more active coping strategies when faced with stressful situations and challenges. Visualize yourself being mindful of your daily conversations with yourself so that you do not fall into the trap of automatic thinking. Understand that automatic thinking leads into a trap that emphasizes negative self-talk. Know that you can refuse the powerlessness of negative thinking and instead embrace the power of positive self-talk. Take a deep breath and exhale. Understand that the person controlling whether your self-talk is positive or negative is you. We are the masters of navigating our internal monologue. We are capable of mindfully determining whether we'll maintain a positive monologue or a negative monologue. The positive track reduces anxiety when we enter pressure moments. The choice is ours, but we must be mindful of this choice and be vigilant in the pursuit of a positive self-talk that fuels the fire within us, that burns through all blocks and all fears. Embrace the fact that positive self-talk honors the power within us. Regular and consistent positive self-talk can help you to feel more confident in the face of achieving your goals. As you instill yourself with the belief that the things you want are achievable and that you're always capable of finding workarounds. if problems do arise. Know that positive self-talk helps build better relationships. Allow yourself now to feel what it's like to be around someone who's positive, self-assured, and like who they are as a person. Feed off the confidence and allow it to reflect positively on you and others around them. And what if, instead of automatic thinking and negative self-talk, we instead engaged in the monologue and positive self-talk that lead to confidence? What if we realize that our power lies in being mindful of the nature of our conversation with ourselves and steering that conversation in a positive direction, and how that allows us to fully possess our power? Visualize yourself now, catching yourself in a moment of automatic thinking or negative self-talk, being mindful of what you're doing, and instead redirecting, reframing your thought process toward positivity. Feel how it makes you feel in your heart space right now. And as we know, love is our birthright and resides in our heart center. Its opposite is fear. In any moment, we can choose love over fear. And in so doing, increase our propensity for positive self-talk. Know that positive self-talk correlates with love, and negative self-talk correlates with fear. Recognize that you can switch the nature of our thoughts and self-talk from automatic and negative to mindful and positive. Know that if you engage in mindful thought and positive self-talk, you can systematically build your confidence. Understand that in any moment, you can be connected with the infinite wisdom. Know that you are one with all things. Just be deliberate. Take responsibility. Trust in yourself. Be prepared to shift the nature of your self-talk and learn from your experience. Know that the power to build your confidence is within your reach. Be steadfast and unwilling to relinquish that power. Know that self-talk is the result of our need to make sense of the world. Understand that the level of stress and anxiety and the achievement of our goals is directly proportional to the positive nature of our self-talk. Turn now to the notion that positive self-talk is a belief in oneself, the conviction that one has the ability to meet life's challenges and to succeed. And the willingness to act accordingly. Envelop yourself in the understanding that in order to depersonalize the nature of your thoughts, it might be helpful to give those negative thoughts that can creep in a name like gremlins. Become a person who refuses to fall into the trap of negative talk and automatic thinking. We must embrace our responsibility for the nature of our thoughts and resist allowing external forces to control how we perceive others. Know that to speak to yourself positively is to be powerful. And to be powerful is to be alive. Stay with that awareness. Breathe in positive thoughts. Exhale automatic thinking, negative thoughts, and fear. When the feeling fades or your attention starts to wander, turn to thinking about being positive. The nature of a successful life is inextricably linked to feelings of positivity. Fix in your mind that you'll talk to yourself positively and watch stress and anxiety fall away. And as it does, your confidence will release you from the confines of doubt so that you can blossom into a creator of your wildest dreams. Remember the power of positive self-talk. And always tune into that source of strength. Your consistent positive self-talk will lead you into opportunities for your best life. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Dedicate the positive energy from doing this meditation so that you and all the others in this group will find your way to consistent and meaningful self-talk. And in so doing, move into a life well lived. Connect presently with each of the others in this meditation on an energetic level now. Form an energetic circle of strength through positivity with each of us points on that circle. Send love to each now. Send that loving sensation out to larger and larger circles of others, forming a unified connection with your fellow humans and the universe. Now that you've come through this beautiful meditation, notice how you feel in your body, how positive you feel. Take a moment to take 3 slow, deep breaths and feel how wonderful it is to live a life filled with mindful thoughts and positive self-talk. We're honored for your journey into this place of understanding and growth with us tonight. Now just breathe and be present with yourself for a moment, and then come back to the group when you're ready.
Okay, everybody come back. Oh, so relaxed, everybody. Might take a few minutes to come back. I totally just relaxed for sure. I love this self-talk. I mean, I'm teaching my daughter that way too.
You can all benefit from it.
I know.
There's a fine line. If you fall asleep, you're no longer meditating. But the closest you get to that edge is the deepest brainwave meditation. And so it's always a challenge to make you to help you relax right up to the point of, but in that moment, if you fall asleep, it ceases the meditation. So
anybody want to share your tonight's meditation? Anything? How do you feel, Amanda? First time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I fell asleep. It's 11:30 here, to my defense.
Oh, definitely. Oh, geez. Thank you so much. Join us.
I didn't know that. I wasn't picking on you, Amanda. I just, because I do it. I meditated for an hour today, and I felt myself go like this, and I brought myself back up, and so it's like fishing. You reel yourself back in, and you'll get a clue from your body. Anyway, I didn't notice that. I wasn't picking on you.
Oh,
I just know that I can put myself into a deep state of relaxation. I'm talking. I got to be, I'm the guide. I don't get to fall asleep.
Well, anyway, so it's a great meditation. Thank you, Norm. It's such a good reminder, actually, remind ourselves. What powerful.
Let me tell you the power of self-talk. All right. We've talked about this before. The placebo effect and the nocebo effect. Medical students, 70 some odd percent experience the symptoms of the diseases that they're studying. You can make yourself sick. You can make yourself better. You can, the placebo, 30% of the time, the sugar pill works. All right. So this is the power of self-talk. It's not up for debate. It's, it's a question of whether you want to trust it and put it into play. It's, you know what I mean? So the power of self-talk is it's proved. That's why I threw in a bunch of studies. It's not like, it's just, listen, it's real stuff and can make a real impact in your life. So
Seriously.
I have a question. May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
When I meditate with Norman, tears come down my face. What? I don't understand that. Do you have any reason, and you have any explanation about that?
Well, sometimes when I was in the height of my cancer challenge, and I would go to this church that they had Christian rock, and I just listened to the music, and tears streamed down my face. It was a very emotional, and so you're relaxed, and we talk about emotional things every week. It's about, they seem everyday topics, but they're all very emotionally charged. Whether self-talk, maybe not as much as, but we do love, we do, kindness, forgiveness, it runs the gamut. So if the words and the music and the sentiment and the relaxation converge to give you an emotional response, there's nothing wrong with that.
Emotional release too. I say that it's like you release some of your old emotion because you're in a relaxation state. So bring you to that kind of emotion. So some people get tears. Some people feel you might feel sometimes it's an emotion. Even doesn't matter is a tear or happiness or sadness, anything. It's about the healing. So it's part of a healing. I think it's a good thing. I think it's really good, actually.
Yeah, no, I do too. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
I think it's a release. I agree.
Emotional release.
Release, yes. Yeah, thank you.
I doing my acupuncture treatment, I had many patients tell me the same thing. They said, Tian, what did you do to me? Right after 5 minutes after you leave the room, I started to cry. I don't know why. What did you do? I said, I think you got some emotional release. Do you feel better from that cry? And she said, I feel so much better. I have not been crying for so many years. I said, see, that's good because we hold the emotion, right? Especially sad, like a cry. We think the tear, we shouldn't do it as we're getting older, right? Like children cry and, and they cry and they're happy, they just release. Now we don't do that. We're not like children anymore, so we don't do that. So it's a good thing. I think it's really good.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, wow. Any other questions? If not, we're probably gonna call good here. And Norm gonna meditate on next week's topic as always. If we don't have anything, if we don't receive any request, we're gonna keep challenging him. He is like I feel like he's like a wheel, as you dig more and he has more come out. So he just keep coming out more and more. Thank you. We're so grateful to have you, Norm, for our lead. The meditation lead is amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yes,
everybody have a
thank you,
great week.
Laura.
Yeah, thank you, Norm.
Thank you.
See
Thank
you
you.
next week.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes. Bye-bye, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.